All right, so we're on that mat, and we're towards the top edge. We're going to roll it down one more time, and this time I want you to soften your knees, place your weights down, take your hands on the mat, and step back into a plank. So to go back into that single knee stretch, so I'm going to drive my right knee in. I'm going to round my spine, nose to knee, and put it back out. And then the left leg, exhale, knee to nose, press it back out. Drive it in and press it out. Drive it in and press it out. I exhale, inhale, exhale. Now I'm going to pick up my pace. Now I'm going to go in and in. My breathing is inhale to exhale to inhale. Modification, you can lower to those knees and hold a plank, right? You can go to your forearms and tap a knee down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower to your knees and stretch back and release those wrists. Make cups with your hands. Nicely done. Okay, grab those weights onto your seat. All right, I'm going to swing around this way. So we're going to take it all the way down. One weight in each hand, weights optional. Take the arms up over that chest, keeping the rib cage heavy. Keep the shoulders down. Reach the arms back by your temples. Circle them around and bring them back up. I'm going to reach back, circle, pause. Reach up and back, circle, lift up and back, circle. I inhale to exhale. And the whole time I'm keeping that rib cage nice and heavy. 2 more, reaching back and circling around. And 1 more, reaching back, circling around. Release the weights, draw the knees in, hand over hand behind the head. Inhale, do nothing. Exhale, nod that chin to your chest. And we're going to keep those legs in parallel to start. Push those legs out to a Pilates V. Hold it for 3. Come back into parallel. Try that again. Inhale, 2, 3 to exhale. Think of your double leg stretch in the ab series. Hold, 2, 3, come back in. The rib cage goes heavy as I press out. 2, 3, come back in. I do 2 more. Try to have those shoulders up off the mat if your head is lifted. And I do 1 more. I hold, hold, hold. And then the head's going to come back down. And I'm going to grab back onto my weights. I'm going to put those 2 moves together. You can keep your head down. You can keep your head up. Then I'm going to start with my eyes to my belly, my weights resting on my shins as leverage. Reach the arms long. So I'm going to reach behind me, circle the arms, then bring them back in. I inhale, my lower back has to be on that mat. Exhale. Remember, I'm pausing as I lengthen. Squeeze your seat. Exhale, make sure you breathe. Your neck should not feel strained. Hold that position. Circle around. 2 more. Hold that position, rib cage heavy. Exhale, circle around. Great, 1 more. Reach long and strong. And circle it around and rock yourself up. Take those weights down on the front of your mat, and we're going to go back into another plank. Nope, it's not Planksgiving yet. Oh, but wait for Planksgiving. Okay, so we're going to take those legs back. If you're able, if you need to modify, you'll be on your knees, okay? You can be on your forearms. I'm in my little Pilates stance. Good, so I'm going to take my right leg. I'm going to go in this little down dog. I'm going to lift that leg up. Go back down into your plank. Then I'm going to take my left leg and lift it up and then come back into my plank. So make sure there's room behind you guys. Do me way at the top of your mat. Yeah, lift up, way at the top, and then lower down. So try first moving slowly. See if you've got room. And then the belly brings you back to plank. I inhale as I lift up. I exhale as I lower. Inhale, lift up, arms long and strong. Squeeze in those armpits as you lower back down. 1 more each leg. Inhale, 2 exhale, and last one. Inhale, 2 exhale to your knees and stretch back. And then make cups with your hands. Whew, okay. Slide those weights back by where you're kneeling. Come back onto your seat. And we're going to lie back. Hug those knees in. Nicely done. So I'm going to take my hands behind my head. You can keep your head on the mat. I'll inhale for nothing. Exhale, nod my chin to my chest. Bring your right leg up, and the left leg presses out. Now we're going to keep switching the legs. Which one is up? Which one is down? So these are my single leg, straight leg scissors. From my scissors, I'll be doing a bicycle. Now, if your head is off that mat, make sure you're curled up and over to not strain that neck. So my right leg goes down, my left leg goes down. Now, my right leg is going to bicycle in. Bicycle in. So it's an exaggerated bicycle, making sure that leg comes all the way up and out. The leg goes in, up, and out, in, up, and out. It's exaggerated, but we're moving. We're moving. Let's reverse it. Back pedal. Slide those toes along that mat. Lengthen both legs long. You got it. Make sure you're moving from the belly. And 3. And 2. Nice. And 1. Feet down, head down. Let your knees plop to one side. Keep your elbows to each side of the mat. Use your core to bring those knees back up. Float your knees the other direction. Nicely done. And then zip those knees in and bring those legs all the way up to 90. And if you can, heels are turned in, toes are turned out, or you can be in a parallel. If you want, keep your head down. If not, take those eyes to your belly. And we're going to take these legs lower, 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 zip it up. I don't hang down there. It's 1, 2, 3, right back up. Inhale, 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 exhale. Please make note of what the lower back is doing. It needs to stay heavy. I go down, 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 and up. 2 more, breathe. Inhale, 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 exhale. And 1 more. 1, 2, 3, and release. Rock yourself up. Check in with your body. How are you doing? Okay, I'm going to come back onto my forearms. And I want you not to use this as an opportunity to slouch. So my shoulders shouldn't be rounded forward. They should be down my back. Now I'm gently pushing off my arms to open up that chest. I'm going to take my legs to a tabletop. So we're going to do our little toe taps. And as I lower my feet down, I need to make sure that my pelvis is staying neutral and my rib cage is staying funneling into my center. So I'm going to lower for 2. Zip up. If this is hard on your back, hips, neck, or shoulders, you'll lay on your back and do the same thing. So you're still working. It's just going to take any strain away that might be there. Keep those legs like you're holding a tennis ball or maybe a pickleball behind those knees. I think this group is more into pickleball than tennis. Am I right? Maybe? Maybe Dave does both. You do both, Dave?
No.
Okay. Oh yeah, I never did that one. Okay, so let's make this a little harder, those of you who want that. I'm going to lower, don't touch the mat, press my legs out, bring them up, back to table. Hover my feet, long legs, zip up, bend. So I hover, I push out, I zip up. I bend, push out, zip up. Just 2 more. Hover, push out, zip up, bend, hover, press out, and then bring it all the way down and hug those knees in. And then just rock side to side, massaging the kidneys in your spine. That wasn't so bad. All right, so my hands are going to stay on my shins as leverage. I'm going to nod my chin to my chest. So even if you normally don't lift your head up, you might be okay with this one, but try it. Hand over hand behind that head. So I've got support from my neck. I want you to twist and face me. And the leg that's behind you is going to press out. Okay? Hold that there. Get those shoulders up off the mat. Now switch and hold. And switch and hold. Switch and hold. Try to keep those elbows open in a straight line. Try to keep away from hugging the head. That's exhale. And as I'm holding this, I'm trying to lengthen that leg and scoop deeper. And I press. Let's try to go single counts. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Let those knees fall out. Yep, and then let them fall to the other side. Just let them fall. But keep your shoulders and elbows heavy. And then come back to the center, and we're going to put our arms to our side. And we're going to take our knees a little bit towards our chest, not completely. Make sure the rib cage is heavy. I'm going to open up my arms to a T. I'm going to float my knees towards the front of the room, which is me. And then use your core, bring it back to center. And then the other side. So notice that I can take my rib cage off the mat, but my shoulders need to stay on. So I can only go as far as I keep my shoulders on the mat. Come back to center. And then one more. Take it over. Now I'm going to add on to this. You can keep the knees bent. Harder, legs come up. So nothing else changed. I'm going to come over. Keep your shoulders heavy. And then come back to center. Keep those legs glued together. And then I inhale to the other side. Exhale, center. And again, inhale to exhale. I'm going to add on one more time, and you don't have to do the add-on, right? I'm going to take my legs towards the front, circle, go to the back and center. So it's like a corkscrew, but I'm not keeping my rib cage on the mat. I'm doing it this way. Yep. So my pelvis is going with me, leading those legs around. I inhale to exhale. Can we do one more each side? I inhale to exhale. One thing is consistent though, my shoulders are staying on the mat, and hug those knees in. Rock yourself up. Woo! All right, grab onto those weights. Weights are optional. So I'm sitting tall, my legs are in a Pilates stance. I'm going to reach my arms parallel to the floor. And I want you to round over a railing. And I'm going to go pulse for 3, pulse 2, pulse 1. C curve back. And my arms are going to lift up for 3. I'm rounded. 2, 1. Round forward and pulse forward for 3. And belly scoops deeper. Belly scoops deeper. Stay in this little round position, but C curve further away from those toes. And bring those arms up for 3 and 2. Controlled movement, please. Eyes to the navel. I'm still eyes to navel. Curl forward. Pulse it forward for 3, 2, 1. C curve. Shoulders should go deeper to that rib cage. Keep those legs really connected to your mat. Bring it up for 3 and 2 and 1. Reach it forward and pulse for 3, 2, 1. Bring it back. C curve. Melt those shoulders. Squeeze those thighs together. And we come up and up and up. Hold. Flip the palms. Now curl into a bicep and then back out. Round into a bicep curl. Lengthen. Shh. I exhale as I curl. But I'm only going up a couple inches, just a couple inches. Relax those shoulders. You'll leave here with all that strain to your traps. Good, and I go for 3, and 2, and 1. Sit up and bring those elbows behind you. Press those arms out and bring them back. Serve drinks on a tray and come back. Make sure you're staying nice and tall. Yep. So you're going to flex at those hips, and if you can't sit tall doing that, soften your knees, right? Or sit cross-legged. Now let's add on. Let's push out, sweep the arms open, come back to center, Lower those arms. In front of you, open, center, and lower. Can you feel those arms working yet? We don't fling though, right? We have control. Inhale, exhale. Shh. 2 more, please. Out, open, front. 1 more. Out, open, and release. Take those legs as wide as your mat. If you've got heavier than 2 pounds, 3 pounds may be a little hard to do this with weights, so choose wisely. You don't have to use your weights. But my arms are reaching long. I've connected my shoulders to my back. I'm going to inhale, exhale, reach across that table. Inhale, up, exhale, scoop and round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach as that navel goes back. Inhale, I'm lifting up from my core, not my back. Exhale. Inhale, up, and release those weights on the exhale. Yeah, roll those shoulders and reverse it. You got it. All right, bend those knees and grab behind those thighs. Without moving your spine, without bringing your shoulders up. So I'm going to take my chin to my chest, look at your belly button, kick your left leg straight from where it was. So don't move the quad. So I don't move my leg out like this. I just kick it, I straighten from my knee and come back in. Now the other leg. Now relax the shoulders, relax the shoulders. Now as I lengthen my leg up, my belly scoops in deeper, my core is firing, my glutes are firing, my shoulders are relaxed, but try not to lean back. And I kick and come in. And I kick and come in. We do the best we can, trying to straighten these legs. You've got it. Now, hold the left leg. Slide the hand up to the ankle if you're able to do that. Okay? Other leg is going to lift up and slide that hand up to the ankles. Hold here, hold the balance. Now, where else can you do a modification? Tabletop, hands behind your thighs. Still killing your back, put your feet down. Okay, so play with it. Hold this for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Now flex your feet. Let go of the legs. Lower the legs first. Sit up. Open your arms to a T. See how slow we moved? Now make sure your neck is in line with your spine. You're nice and tall. Rotate to turn towards me. This is an inhale. Legs are as wide as your mat. Exhale, saw off your baby toe and look at your back hand. Now make note of this butt cheek that's behind you. Make sure it's heavy. Now using your core, pull yourself up. Twist around to the side. Hips don't go with you. Exhale, saw off your baby toe. Look at your back hand. And then we inhale up. Rotate, rotate. Sit taller, sit taller. Now breathe. Exhale all the air out of your center. Inhale up. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Exhale. One more side. Inhale. Back of my knees are trying to press down on that mat unless I need to bend them to help me sit taller. Right here, I should be so tall on my spine. And I keep that long spine up, but I add a scoop of the belly. I bring it back up, and then I release. Take those weights towards the ankles. We're going to come onto our hands and knees. So don't grab the weights yet. So I'm in a quadruped position. Make sure your back is nice and level so I'm not collapsed here. The arm closest to me is going to reach up towards the ceiling. You're going to follow it. And then come through and thread and follow it there. And do that again. I lift up, I inhale, to exhale. And one more. Inhaling up, rotate. Exhale, place that hand on the mat. Now the other side. I'm going to reach it up on the inhale. Exhale, follow it. And lift up and rotate. Inhale. Exhale. Feel that stretch in that back. Moving from your core, of course. And then take the hands back onto the mat. So take a weight into your right hand and hold it out towards the edge of your mat. So if you don't have your weight, your hand is resting out, you're holding an imaginary weight. The opposite leg, my left leg is going to reach behind me, and we're going to lift up, hold, lower it down. So we're holding it for 3. So I'd move more forward. You're making me nervous with your foot by that wall. 2, 3, and lower. How'd you hurt your foot today? Pilates. Hold, 2, 3, good. And again, up, 2, 3, and lower. So the crown of my head is long. Everything is parallel to the floor, and then I lower. Shoulders in a straight line, hips in a straight line. We got 2 more sets. I lift up and hold, 2, 3, and lower. And last one, hold. Now bend your knee and bend the elbow in. Yeah, I'm still balancing. Yeah. Okay, so I want you to kick back the leg and the arm. So they're both going to straighten and they're both going to bend. So it's tricep, glutes, and hams. Out. So I'm not moving the elbow, I'm not moving the knee. So I straighten the leg, I straighten the arm. Yep. And I go for 3. Make sure you're not leaning onto that standing leg. 2, and 1, and release. Stretch back, release the wrists. So that was like spinal balance variation. All right, let's come back up and let's put the weight into our left hand. If you don't have a weight, you got that imaginary weight in your hand. You got that weight like this. Reach the right leg back. Make sure you're starting with your hips in a straight line. Make sure that your standing hip and knee are in a straight line. Lift up and hold for 3. Here we go. Hold, 2, 3, release. Do that again. Hold, 2, 3. Relax the standing toes. 1, 2, 3. So try not to be pushing off those toes. Be lightening everything on that mat. 2, 3. Move slower. Pull that navel in deeper. Squeeze the glutes. You got it. And 1, 2, 3. Got 2 more. Hold. 2, 3. Now hold this one up. Pull the elbow back, palms turned in, bend the knee. I'm going to kick everything behind me, bring it back in. Out and in. Squeeze the back of that upper arm. Squeeze the hamstring and glutes. Out and in. Out and in. Out and in. I go for 3, 2, and 1, and release. Stretch back. Release those wrists. Nicely done. All right, come on to your stomachs for Swan prep. So my legs are sit bone width apart. If you have a back issue, you'll take your legs further apart. So my hands are right by my armpits. My navel's pulling in. My arms are behind me off my mat. So I'm going to start by rolling a marble with my nose, leveling up my neck, and then press through your hands as you lift the chest. The head goes along for the ride. Belly button still on the mat. And as I slowly come down, I pull my belly button away from my mat. And again, I roll the marble with my nose, just a little push. Lift up, melt those shoulders down as you squeeze your seat. And then exhale down. Roll that marble. Inhale, shoulders melt. Exhale. Last one. Inhale, lift up, up, up. Exhale, down. So grab onto your weights, knuckles to the mat, palms to the ceiling, 1 weight in each hand. And I still have my head resting on my mat. My navel still pulling in and up. I want you to take your shoulders, shrug them to your ears, lift them up to the ceiling, and so far down your back that you take your head and chest with you, and you reach those weights for your heels, and then you lower back down. So it's Shoulders to ears, to the ceiling. Lift those weights and reach them for your heels. Look down at your mat, please, and then release. Inhale as I roll my shoulders. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Roll those shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Last one. Roll and hold. Now hold it here and then lift those arms up an inch back to parallel. Lift. Squeeze your butt. You should not feel strained to your lower back. And 3 and 2 and 1. Release the weights and stretch back into that child's pose, slowly moving back. Woo, how'd that go? Now stay active in your stretch, so keep that powerhouse engaged. So you're pulling that belly in and up as you stretch. Nicely done. So bring it back onto that mat. I'm going to have hand over hand, all the way down. I made a pillow with my hands. I'm going to bend my knees, connect my heels, and take my knees out towards the edges of my mat. So my knees are apart, my heels are connected, my belly button is pulling in away from my mat. You can keep your head resting on your hands, or feel free to have your head hovering and looking down at your mat, okay? So squeezing into your heels, we're gonna lift these thighs up and down, up and down, up and down. Can you release the shoulders and the neck and the traps and just put it from the hamstring to the glute areas where we're firing those muscles. And I go 3 more, and 2, and 1. Lengthen your legs as wide as the mat, and then press back in that child's pose. I'm just going to turn my feet in. My knees are going to stay pretty wide, and get a nice release. Breathe. Relax everything in the body. Nicely done. And let's come on to our seat again for bridges with our weights. Yay. All right, time check. You're more than halfway there. So we're lying back and our knees are going to be fist width apart, just fist width. Rib cage is heavy. And for right now, I want you to hold your weights like they're candlesticks and place your candlesticks standing upright on your mat right next to your hips. Relax the neck and shoulders to start. Tuck your tail, your butt's coming up first, and when I lift my seat, I feel that my rib cage part of my back got nice and heavy. I'm going to keep coming up, and as I'm coming up, my shoulders are going to push down. And then on the exhale, I'm going to retrace my steps, and you should not be cramping your calves or your hamstrings. That just means we're not getting enough in the glutes, right? So we're overworking a certain muscle group. So we're going to tuck that tail, drive through the feet, shoulders push down. Now fire your glutes, fire your glutes. We all know where those are, right? Okay. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now bring those weights up over your chest. We're still holding those candlesticks. As I bridge up, take the weights to the floor. Inhale to exhale, retrace. Tuck your tail, slowly peel up. Inhale to exhale, melt back down. And again, tuck that tail, reaching long, squeeze your seat, and then return back home. Let's try one more. Tuck that tail. Now stay here, release the breath. Take the arms up over your chest. Open up the arms like a fly. I hope we have room. And then bring the arms back up. So they lower along each side of the wall. And I bring it back up. And I inhale. And I exhale. And I inhale. If you need to get out of the bridge, please do so. And just continue with your arms. And I go for 3. And 2. And 1. Now my back is going to lower as 1 unit. And as I come down, my elbows bend. They straighten as I come back up. So my upper arm is staying still, directly over the shoulder. And I lower my arms as I lower my seat. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. I go 4, 3, 2. Now hold it up. Give me 1 fly. Triceps down, up. If I put them together, I fly, triceps down and up. Hold the bridge when you open the arms. Now close it up and lift it. Open, close, down, up. Open, close, down, up. Fire those glutes. Don't make those hamstrings mad. Last time. And then lower your spine. Take your time, take your time, take your time. And hug those knees in and rest the weights on those shins. Nicely done. So we're going to go into a tabletop with those legs. And take the arms straight up and palms are still turned in. So I'm going to take my right leg out, slide it out, bring it back into that tabletop. Now left leg, I move slow and controlled. Shoulders are down, neck is long. Inhale out, exhale in. Now I'm going to add on to this. My right leg is going out, my left arm is going back. Come back in. Now my left leg goes out, the opposite arm goes behind me just by my temples and bring it back up. Inhale to exhale. Inhale to exhale. The whole time you're doing this, the rib cage should stay heavy, like there's that bowling ball sitting on it. I should not feel strained to my back. If I do, I should maybe take my legs straight out. Maybe I go just a little bit, maybe halfway. Or maybe I tap my toes down instead of pressing out. So don't keep doing something if it doesn't feel right. We're going to do one more each side. Now inhale out, exhale in, finish it. Now hold that tabletop. Okay, bend the elbows down to the mat, press up, down. You can always put your feet down if this is straining your back. If the rib cage is heavy and the powerhouse is engaged, you should be okay. Keep it going. Tap the elbows, press them up. Tap and press. I go 4, good, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those shins in. Nicely done. And let's rock ourselves up with straight legs. And we're going to take these weights, knuckle to knuckle, weight to weight. And again, we're sitting up tall, we're flexing at our hips. If these hips don't flex well, you're going to have to soften your knees, okay? Or roll your mat and sit on top of it. Here I am, my elbows are parallel to the floor, my shoulders are heavy on that rib cage. I want you to inhale up, exhale, twist me. 1, 2. Now keep your feet together, okay, and try not to push one forward. Inhale, center. Other direction, exhale, 1, 2. Inhale up, stay tall, but even grow taller here. Back to center. And shh, shh. Now I'm going to inhale up, exhale, 1, open, 2, close back up on 3, come back to center. Inhale, exhale, shh, shh, shh. Inhale, exhale, shh, shh, shh. Inhale, exhale, 1, open, 2, close, 3, and release. Come on to your side with 1 weight. So anything I do with my rib cage lifted off my mat can be done on my mat. So if this is not a good position for you, go all the way down. So I have my knees towards the top edge of my mat. I've got my forearm on the mat and my shoulder is over my elbow. I'm going to take 1 weight in my top hand, lengthen that top leg out. Make sure your hips are stacked. Take this arm straight up, palm is going to face that leg. Push off that mat so you're not slouching. We're going to take this leg parallel, the arm goes parallel, and we bring it back up. So this is outer thigh, outer hip, glute. Nice and easy, take your time. Don't feel all this pressure on that shoulder. Reach, so push off more. Yes, perfect. I love it when I give you guys a cue and you do it. It's like, yes, you get it. Little things make me very happy. 3, 2, now hold this one parallel. Flex your foot. The foot goes forward, the leg goes forward, the arm goes back. Ooh. And then reverse and point the toes. Exhale, forward. Inhale, back. Flex forward. And kind of out of the corner of your eyes, try to see when you're going forward. Is that leg sweeping back still parallel? Or once it goes away from you, you don't really see it, is it starting to go down? Last one. Press it out. Bring it back. Come back to center and release. Now rest the weight on the thigh. Press this leg up. My bottom leg is pushing down. I'm going to do small circles forward. Round to come up. Round to come up. Round to come up. Round to come up. 4, 3, can you feel anything? 2, look straight ahead. Hello, gorgeous. And round to come up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yeah. Okay. Stack these legs. Grab onto your weight and put it right by your rib cage. And we're going to do a clam and a rotator cuff. Up and down. Up and down. Now I don't fling. Resist. It's like you're trying to pull through a spring. Yep. And say thick spring, like on the equipment. And we go for 3 and 2. Hold it up and we pulse and we pulse. And we go 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Here's 4, 3, 2, freeze. Take your elbow off, put it here. Kick this leg out, back in your clam position. Press up, straight up shoulder press. Press through your clam, back into that clam. Kick it, tap, kick, tap. 4, love these. 3, yeah, and 2, and 1. Put that foot down. Take the other leg straight. Rest that weight on the inner thigh. So I got my toes turned away from my mat. Inner thigh lift and lower. I also feel my belly pulling in. Yep, lift. So get comfortable. Don't be like, oh, that was hurting my hip bone. Get into a comfortable position where you can work this inner thigh, lift, and belly's got to be engaged, in and up. And I go for 4, 3, 2, hold it, pulse it, up, and 7. Belly in deeper. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Other side. Ah, I know. Hey, it's not Monday morning, so let's go. All right, so we're pressing off our bottom arm. So remember, if I collapse all this, this is what I look like. And then my shoulder's saying, ow. Here's where it needs to be. Give me some distance here. Knees towards the top edge of your mat. Top leg is going to reach long. Make sure your hips are stacked. So check it out. Is one going back? Right over it. All right, grab onto your weight. Weight is optional. Palm faces that thigh. Push off the mat, and I lift, and I come down. Small move, slow move. I inhale to exhale. Breathe, inhale. Try to relax your toes. In Pilates, we like to say loose feet, tight seat. So squeeze that butt to lift. What's that bottom leg doing? Pushing down. Yeah. So we're starting to get heavy on that shoulder. Push off that forearm. 2 more. I hold this one up. Now I flex my foot. Now my foot goes forward. The arm goes opposite. Point the toes. Yeah. I breathe. Exhale. So look, our hip is flexing and extending. My core is pulling in. My shoulders connected to my back. Are we breathing? One more. Exhale. Inhale. Bring it back to center. Rest that weight on that thigh. Circle forward. Round to come up. Round to come up. Round to come up. If the weight's too much, get rid of it. Don't slouch on that bottom arm. Keep the rib cage light here. And 3. My foot's not really flexed hard, but it's not pointed. And then I reverse. Inhale to exhale. My belly is scooping more to lift that leg up. I'm pushing that bent knee down. And I go for 4. You got this. 3, 2, and 1. Bend that knee and straighten the opposite leg. I think I went out of order, but that's okay. So it's inner thigh. I lift and I lower. Lift. So what am I lifting? Where do I want to feel this? I want my inner thigh to be lifting this dumbbell, or just the weight of my leg. My core is also engaged. The hip. My back is working, trying to keep my body here, right? Connecting that shoulder to the rib cage. Don't fling it. Take your time. 4, we're not done. 3, 2, if you'd rather look down. Hold it up and pulse it up, up, up. I don't want to cue point and flex. I want loose feet. Just focus on the inner thigh in the core. And 4, and 3, and 2. Come into a clam position. Rotator cuff. So my knees are stacked towards the edge of my mat. And again, you can lay on your side. We lift it up and we come down. Up. So you want to make sure that this shoulder is connected. This is lifted. My bottom leg is pushing down as I lift up. How are we doing? Good. 4. Don't forget we pulse and then we do those shoulder presses. And 2. Now hold this one up and pulse it. And if your neck is like, just look down at that bottom elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it open. Now position your palm to face forward. And we press the arm up as that leg kicks out. And we just tap the foot together. Push from the tush. Squeeze that butt cheek. Yeah. Don't look like an eject button. Look like a rubber band stretching out. But don't snap that band. And we go 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and bring it up. Okay. Turn to the side of your mat where you can see me the best. And make sure you always have plenty of room to lie down. All right, so we're going to reach these arms up in that diagonal. My shoulders are connected to my back. Inhale to start. Exhale, melt down. Now, if you put your head all the way down, you're not coming back up, don't go all the way. Draw the chin to your chest. Find that lower back. Now we're going to peel. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Now exhale, come back down. Shh. Make sure we don't drag the head. So it's chin to chest, eyes to belly. I pause, I find that connection. I inhale. And bring the arms up. Inhale back to here. Exhale, come down. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Chin to chest, eyes to belly. Find it. Inhale, pause right here. Exhale, arms come up. Inhale back to parallel here. Parallel to the thighs, so it's a diagonal. Draw the chin to the chest. Find that lower back. Inhale. Exhale, up. Inhale, now just come halfway down. Turn those palms in. Float the arm closest to me towards me. Slowly come back. Other side. Come back. And I float. Come center. I float. As I float, lift the leg that you're twisted to. Put it down. Add the leg you're twisting over. Good. And shoulders have to be connected to the rib cage, especially on this one. One more each side. I twist sideways. I anchor down my sit bones. Press those legs out and come up and over. Drop the weights in the mat and reach those arms forward. Nicely done. Okay, so I'm going to keep these weights right where they are on the sides of the mat. We're going to swing around and come all the way down onto our stomachs. All right, so I'm going to grab onto my weights and press them out in front of me. So you've got to make sure you've got room for your legs and your arms. And hopefully your forehead can rest on your mat. All right, so I'm going to keep my hands attached to my weights. Grip them the best you can. I can't fit my thumbs very well underneath these weights. They're too small. So I kind of cup my weights. Do what works for you. But please remember, the belly is always pulling in so it's not collapsed on the mat. And I should feel no strain to my neck. I'm going to lift my right arm, left leg, head and chest. So the weight goes up and I come down. My left arm, right leg, head and chest lift. The weights are optional. Up and down. Lift up and down. I push the opposite sides of my body that's not moving into my mat. My neck is staying in long extension of my spine. Lift it up. Squeeze that booty to lift the leg. Last one, last one. Good, let go of the weights and stretch back into that child's pose to release that spine. Scoop the belly, round the back, stay active. Keep the core active, round that spine instead of just letting it release. Keep the belly pulling in. Wonderfully done. Now I'm going to take my toes where I can see my toenails. Connect your heels. Walk those hands further out and press out to a plank. Nice. I'm going to lift my right leg parallel to the floor. My left heel is going to go back, back, put the foot down. Left foot lifts just a little bit. My right heel goes flex, flex, come back forward. Right leg up, back, back, put it down. Left leg up, pulse, pulse, put it down. Right leg up, pulse, pulse, put it down. Left leg up, pulse, pulse, put it down. Go to your knees and come up to a high kneel. No child's pose there, I gotcha. Okay, grab a weight. Hang in there, we're almost done. We should feel better than when we walked in the door. If not, come see me after class, okay? So you're gonna mirror me. This leg stays bent, this leg goes out. Hold the weight long ways. Everything is pushing forward. Think of everything smushing in, okay? Lift up. Stretch to the straight leg, inhale. Exhale. A little stretch away. If this bothers your knees, let me know. And we inhale, you're gonna balance. Bring it back up from the obliques. One more time, the straight leg. And then put the weight in this hand and come out to a T. Palm faces down. Now think of airplane arms, come to a diagonal, pause. All I want you to do is lower a little bit, come into your diagonal. Lower a little bit. So I'm going to keep my arms in this diagonal. Inhale. This oblique right here is stretching and pulling you up. But I'm not coming into a T. And I go for 3. You can even tap the mat if you want. 2. And 1. Now come up to a T and bring the arms down and the leg in. How'd that go? Other side. So I want you to make sure that your hip and your knee in a straight line. Your heel should be right behind that knee. I hold my weight long ways, or I pretend and I bring my arms straight up. Pull the belly in and up. Nice and easy. Don't move fast. Don't move fast. Come back up. And remember, nothing else is moving. I'm just side bending. My hip doesn't go with me. Then squeeze the obliques and the glutes. I inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Put that weight in the opposite hand. Bring those arms out to a T. So I'm going to take my body into this diagonal. So I come down an inch, lift. So I don't come back to my T. Reach, diagonal. Reach it over, anchor it down. So it's the opposite side as the weight that's working. Can you feel those muscles? If not, put your fingers there. You want to feel right there, that diagonal. I love working the obliques. They're really important, you know. And come all the way up and bring it down. And we're going to finish with Mermaid. Let's plop onto our right hip. Is that your right hip?
Yes.
Okay. Now, most people can't have their legs stacked and be able to sit tall. So what we do is we separate the legs as much as we need to have us be able to sit up like this. So I should be able to sit up without touching anything, okay? So here's ideal. Now I can barely do that without touching, right? See how I'm like collapsed? But we're allowed to use our hand here to lift us up. But the idea is when you come back up, to be able to hold yourself in this balance. So I usually end up taking my legs at least a little bit apart. All right, so we're gonna start by grabbing on to that shin, and this arm comes up. So I want your spine nice and tall. Now I'm gonna side bend over. Now here's the part where it's like, I warned you, can you hold yourself up? Now flip the palm up and come onto your forearm. I don't want your butt cheeks to leave your heels. That's a bigger stretch. Now, if you need more help coming up to be safe, keep this hand on that mat as long as you need it, and then you come up. Otherwise, we're here, and it's more like, so keep it down there the longer you need it. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
I'll explain one more time. Maybe a little better. Palms are up. Now I want you to use more of this arm to lift you back up versus that. So I would keep it there longer. See, I'm almost all the way up. Then I can lift it up. So just support. Inhale to exhale. Last one. I love mermaids. Bring yourself up with control. Now we're supposed to keep our connections, belly pulling in, thighs are going to stay together. Other side. So from one exercise to the next, one side to the other, it's part of the exercise. Grab onto that shin. Can you sit tall? If this is a huge struggle, you got to open them up more, and that's okay. We're going to stretch over. Inhale. Palms up. Exhale. Forearm to the mat. Over that railing. Don't collapse that bottom rib cage. Lift up. And I inhale to exhale. Keep your butt cheeks pressing to your heels. Opposition. One more. Hook. Inhale. Arm right next to the head. Exhale. And we inhale. And we exhale. Good. So take the legs and knees face away from each other. Let's just do a little inner thigh hip flexor release before we leave for the day. Grab onto the ankles with your hands. Your elbows go against your knees. And let's try to push these knees out. Yeah. Relax the shoulders. You can even drop the head down. And then I want you to take your hands and put them over your toes. Then pull that torso a little closer. Relax the shoulders, relax the head. You guys look phenomenal. And then we'll bring it back up. I want you to just come out to like a diamond. I want you to give me a nice big inhale up. Try to stay as tall as you can. As you exhale, grow even taller. And last one, inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. You made it. Woo-hoo. All right. Feel that energy now, right? See you next time.